Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. We're outside Craven Cottage, 2-1 against Fulham. I mean, listen, if we would have ended that game 5 minutes earlier, it would have been a draw. Would have felt like a loss if we were honest. Still managed to get a goal with Tyreek George. But we got the winner in the end. I think it was Neto who got the winner. How do you summarise your experience today? Because that was... Do you know what game that reminds me of in a way? I won't say it was as bad, but do you remember when we beat Cardiff under Maresca and Loftus-Cheek scored
in that grey and orange sort of kit,
we played much worse then, I feel like, than today, but it kind of reminds me like that in a way because we just needed the result.
Today was just a massive sense of relief, and that 3 points has prolonged the season for another week, which is great. We were staring down the barrel of things looking very toxic, very nasty, not great at all. And look, the coaching still wasn't great. The performance wasn't great. But two big moments where individual players produced. George with a great finish and Neto with a great finish as well. So, look, ultimately, I'm at the stage of the season now where I'm done with dissecting performances and moaning about performance. This is about results, getting the points on the board, and we did that today. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't great, but we ground out a result, we dug in, and in two big moments, players stepped up. And that's all you can ask for, mate. That's all you can ask for, but a massive sense of relief, really.
Did you expect George specifically to be the catalyst for the comeback? Being a younger player coming in, obviously it was a pretty bold substitution from Maresca to take off Jackson and put George as a striker. But we have seen him play as a striker in the past.
Yeah, I don't think he was that bold, mate. Jackson wasn't particularly doing much. He's obviously still coming back from injury a little bit as well.
I guess we don't have many options.
And there's not exactly many options. And Kunku weren't in the squad at all today, so that kind of is your only option. Again, we saw it work pretty well the other week. I think it come on down the middle as well. So, yeah, look, this can be a temporary solution between now and the end of the season as an impact sub off the bench coming on for like maybe 15, 20 minutes down the middle, something different, then I'm all for it. I'm all for it, mate. You know, we got to do something different. We're not blessed with the most options, and so, yeah, there we go. Who's that? That's Action Pong. Is that Action Pong in it?
That's Josh.
That's Josh. Yeah, that's Action Pong.
He's on a fucking phone call as well.
No, that's what you do, mate. When you're famous, you don't want to be.
He's got it on loudspeaker.
You just want to be on the. You pretend to be on the
You've got to at least pretend that you're on the phone. Yeah. Maybe he's actually on a call.
Yeah, there's some of them. Maybe one of them is on a phone. But yeah, there we go.
Maybe he's on a.
Mate, any of these motors picking us up? Is that our ride there? That's for us.
Is that our ride?
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Listen. Get your friends to watch the channel.
Yeah. Cam, that's yours, isn't it, mate? That Sprinter there? Yeah. Can't remember what I was... Oh, yeah, George is it's a great option for us to have. And why not,
nice
mate?
having all the players. We don't usually have this.
No, we don't, mate. It's a unique ground, this. I mean, I don't know what the coaches are there for, because everyone's fucked off. I don't know who's going on them. But, yeah. It's just a sense of relief, mate. And do you know what? Like, Maresca's criticised the fans, the atmosphere at Stamford Bridge has not been great. That was, along with Southampton, that was probably the best away end of the season. And even in difficult circumstances, the fans were still going. Yes, they made their feelings clear at half-time, no issue with that. But whilst the game was on, non-stop support, mate, the away end was shaking with a Tyreek George chant. So the fans were superb, and luckily we got rewarded for our efforts today. And it's a massive, massive day for the club in terms of this season, in terms of top five. And did we get what we deserved? Maybe we deserved that. I can't say we didn't deserve it. We took advantage in two big moments. And
it sort of feels a bit like Ipswich in the sense that we could have won the Ipswich game. We didn't. We could have drawn this game and we ended up winning.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It's kind of just how it goes, isn't it? You win some, you lose some. But luckily today we were on the right end of the result. He certainly wasn't on the right end of the result. It's a nice, no Easter eggs for him in the Slammer Sunday night, is it? No, definitely not.
No Easter eggs for him.
No Easter eggs in the local police station for that geezer. That's an awful shame. Yeah. I don't know what I was...
Send him a cream egg instead.
Well, mate, you might get one of them if he...
Jeez, I didn't mean it like that, Joe.
I don't know what you were saying. No.
Yeah. You've got children that watch this
show. Interpret that whatever way you want to. Yeah, relief, mate. Do you know what, though? Important for Maresca as well, by the way, because the way that was at half-time, if we'd lost that game, fuck me, it would have been a disaster, mate. It would have been an absolute disaster. And even if they wanted to keep him, even if he shouldn't go or whatever, that would get to a point where it almost becomes untenable when you've lost the fans, like, to that extent. So that was a massive relief for him as well.
This reminds me a bit of Fulham last season under Poch, the home game. We won 1-0, played like absolute rubbish. And that was kind of the game that stopped him from being sacked, we thought, at least.
Yeah. No, it was like the Villa game, wasn't it? Remember Villa away in the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
Replay, when we went up to Villa Park, no one expected us to win, no one expected us to get a result. The pressure was on big time. And we won 3-1, and Enzo scored that ridiculous free kick. And we sort of well, where's that performance come from? The performance obviously wasn't as good as that, but it's almost like, well, where did that result come from? How do we pull that result out of the bag?
Especially when we talk about tactics as well. Like, sometimes it's more than that.
Because we weren't even playing well. That's the thing though, mate. We weren't even playing well. That first half was abysmal. Second half wasn't great either. Fair play, the substitutions made a difference. Gusto was good when he came on. Obviously, hamstring gone, I think, injured, probably missed the rest of the season, I'd imagine, now with so few games left. Sancho made a difference when he came on, and then George as well. So the manager deserves credit for the changes he made, but then on the flip side, you could also say, well, those were the only changes available, and he kind of had to do it because what we were seeing was so crap anyway. So, yeah, look, relief, delighted with the 3 points, but this only matters. This only matters, and this only counts really if we follow it up with 3 points against Everton next weekend, because it would be the most Chelsea thing imaginable. Pull this out of the bag, this result, and then don't beat Everton next week, and it's all a waste of time. So
it's weird because we thought to ourselves, we're definitely going to beat Ipswich, drew that game. Surely we're going to be fine against Warsaw, lost that game. And then this is the game that everyone was like, we're not going to win this one. And we've pulled out the results. So hopefully this can be the catalyst for us to turn around our season. I say turn around, just bring us back into the fold, because we got to a high in December and then it's really been downhill from there.
Yeah.
And then it's just about clinging on to results. And obviously you've got other teams like Forest and Newcastle that you're directly competing against. You can win points
Villa
on.
as well. But mate, we're going
to play them.
Yeah, we need Tottenham to do us a favour tomorrow night. Tottenham play Forest. Mate, probably for one of the very few times ever, I'll be a Tottenham fan. Mate, we need them to get a result. So yeah, it's so tight. It's just changing every single week. You know, that sort of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th positions. You know, and I said it a while ago. I've got a feeling it is going to go down to
Baddy Shield, mate. Baddy Shield's on crutches.
Man, I've never seen Fat move that fast. Fuck me. Guy was gone. I've got a feeling, mate, it's going to come down to that Forest game on the final day of the season. Mate. It could be a shootout to win that game. The winners go into the Champions League. I think it could be that game for 5th place.
It's a shootout for a picture of Baddy Shield at the moment.
I mean, I don't know why you'd want that, but each to their own. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there.
Just jubilation, isn't it?
Yeah, just jubilation, mate. But this is such a weird ground that, like, you
never turned my head this much during a fan cam in my life.
I don't know what's going on, to be honest, mate. But it's 3 points. I don't care what's going on. You know?
Do you realistically think we can do it? I mean, I'll be honest.
No,
I don't think we can.
I don't think so.
I'm still enjoying the moment.
Oh, mate, you've got to enjoy the moment. There's not been many moments to enjoy this season, so you've got to enjoy it. Yeah. Do I think we're going to do it? No, I'm not just going to suddenly change my mind because we've won one game. But we needed 4. I said we needed 4 wins from the last 6. That's 1. We've got 3 home games left. You know, if we can beat Liverpool, Man United, and Everton at home, what we do against Forest and Newcastle might not matter. You know, 4 from 6. We need 3 more wins now from 5. We've got 3 games at home. If you can win those 3 home games, mate, then that should be enough. But look, I still don't think we'll do it, mate. I still think we're way too inconsistent, and I still think ultimately, like, when the pressure's on big time like today, we pulled something out, but you can't rely on that every week to get a couple of late goals. It's not going to happen. So for me, mate, I still think we'll miss out.
Yeah, and just to finish off, do you think that in order to achieve our goals, like we've tried to implement this system, obviously it's struggled, we were more direct in the second half. Do you think that maybe Maresca just needs to tweak his approach slightly and accept that maybe we're not going to play the type of football he wants to play in terms of as much possession, having as much control in that sense? We just need to sometimes go back to the basics and try and counter a little bit more, or play a right back as a right back. Yeah. Simple things like that.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think we're at a stage of the season now where you just got to go for it. You know, if something's not working, just be a bit more adventurous, just switch things up a bit earlier, and you've got nothing to lose at the end of the day. You know, this is not the time to be being stubborn and stick to your principles just for the sake of it. So I hope we do see a bit more. You know, not experimentation, but just a bit more. Let's just go for it. Throw caution to the wind. You know. and let's see what happens ultimately at the end of the day. But this was a massive win, and we've kept ourselves in it for another week, and let's hope that we can crack on next weekend as well, because we've still got a lot to play for this season, the Conference League and the Champions League, and you know, it's just changing every week, mate. So like, we could be happier this week, but next week we could be fucking pissed off that we've dropped points against Everton and we're back out the Champions League places again. So yeah, it's so close, mate. But right now you've got to enjoy the moment, be happy about it, and yeah, let me go from there, really.
See what happens. Thanks so much, buddy.
Awesome,
Thank you, mate.